Hello everyone! Greetings dear Aristobats, fellow immortals and mortals yet to be claimed by the night. Welcome to this lady's humble abode. I am finally back. This video is going to be uploaded weeks after my return from a week's off, but at the time I'm recording this, I have just returned from my 4 days off and a week of preparation before that, sure. And I'm so ready for this patch's new main event, Notes on Shuori. I hope I pronounced this correctly. Presume I'll find out through the story if this is how you pronounce this name. Let's get into it. Ooh, it's pretty. If you're watching my post in the community tab, you already know what I'm about to say, but it's still giving me Spirited Away vibes for some reason. I don't know if it's because we have a mysterious dude. Okay, this guy is actually half bird. He's not turning into a bird like the guy in Spirited Away. But yeah, the thing that they will all turn to horses, like the girl's parents turn to pigs and stuff, and the fact this town is remote from what I've understood, it's given me this type of vibe. But yeah, enough blabbering. Safe travel. Farewell, mother. Leave your resentments behind. This is as far as it goes. No need for goodbyes. Ooh, that's a lovely room! The smoke of the fatherland is sweet and pleasant to us, especially in the early morning when someone is about to travel far from home. However, it's not obvious to this complaining lady.
Газета? Их телега уже давно не появлялась. Я слышала, что цена была низкая и рабочих рук у них не хватало. Эти торговцы жадные, как бездонная яма. Впрочем, как и те фермеры.
I don't know if this is too low. Like, are we listening to this woman from afar? Because I took the background music down, but not the audio, so... Anyway, we'll see.
Дым, пыль, приискиватели — это последнее, что нужно этому бедному городу. В прошлый раз она была в отъезде целый год и не прислала ни одного письма. Сейчас она опять уезжает в такие места, где подружиться можно только с комарами, шами и с сынами.
Ouch, lady.
Святая Мария, не дай ей заболеть или вернуться домой ослепшей, как та женщина.
What woman?
Вы имеете в виду медаль, врученная за исследование? Она из бронзы. Кто знает, сколько рублей она стоит. Не говоря уже о тех балах, которые она упустила. Молодые кавалеры приходили и уходили, но у нее даже не было возможности с ними познакомиться.
The Grumbles easily sneak into the room through the window with a floating dust. The one being complained about closes the door. She needs to park carefully in a room free of noise and interruptions. For a long journey, everything is too essential to forget.
Route confirmed.
Yep, that woman was in the background. I was like, why is her voice so low?
Clothes, maps, carriage ticket, reference letter, glass bottles, rock hammer, and the knife in my pocket. Oh, I need to waterproof the papers. Linen, it's, oh, here it is.
The fabric left from the last strip has a broader width than remembered. Perhaps because it is holding paper for only one user this time, it seems much more empty than it had been. Using such a large fabric is a luxury for her.
I could bring more new parchment this time.
Oh, she's so pretty. Look at her design. Oh.
Wait, why is it already used?
A written document is hidden between blank sheets of paper. The handwriting is inconsistent but neatly penned. It seems to have been deliberately forgotten and is now being rediscovered at this very moment. Fortunately, there are signatures in the margins, left as a discreet footnote on each page. Recorded by Yenisei.
It's a record I wrote from dictation. Judging from the handwriting, I must have done it in the wilds. The edge is ragged, so probably it's been stored for over a year since it dried. Over a year? Oh, it's the travel diary Madame Besmertz asked me to write down for her. Maybe I should call it travel notes?
She already looks too cute, man. Don't make me pull for her too, please. I'm trying to save.
Either way, I think I had completed the arrangement and sent the original to her. There's no way I forgot such an important thing. So, what is it doing here? And it's missing a few days of records. October 10, October 16, October 17, October 17. Cloudy. We sold the carriage and rented boats from the local farmers to sail along the River before it froze. In this way, we might be able to enter the city of Omsk without passing the North Gate. After all, the travelers from the Far East had said the city was heavily guarded like a fortress, and the guards would not overlook the slightest inconsistency between people's stories and their documents. We had to go through this trouble because we were in such a rush when we set off that we had little time to prepare the documents. They were far from authentic enough to convince the guards.
Before we left, I gave several speeches to raise funds for the travel. The last speech was in a new park in the downstream area of the River. My assistant described to me that the park was crowned by a large pile of cumulative rock, which was burdened with the European Russian vegetation, all in its best time of year. This is the note on the 17th, the day after October 18th. I have almost no recollection of that day. Child, do you recall anything?
Oh, was her mother a traveler as well? The girl is busy checking her records, but after a while she opens her mouth to respond. I'm a bit confused so far. Never mind, guys, she did mention who she's talking about. I was just too lost in the imagery, I didn't pay attention. So she's talking, this woman we heard talking while she was going through the papers was Madame Besmed. So I presume it's some sort of mentor for her? Not her mother, though. I was mistaken.
October 18. I do. After we took a break and collected the supplies we needed, you talked to the governor. He introduced you to a historian and sent a land surveyor.
Oh. Yes, I remember it now. Bits of trivia. Let's skip that day for now.
Now I know this is an NPC, but she looks sketchy.
Yes, madam.
Oh, that's her? That's Madame... I already forgot her name, for fuck's sake.
October 19th, partly sunny. I elaborated on my plan in my speech in the park. One of my arguments mentioned the Shuori festival in the Eastern Land.
Legend of the Shuori festival.
I was gratified to see that the audience was drawn to the relations between land worship and the historical geological features in Asia, and the investigation materials about a long-lost arcane skill.
Oh.
While the forms of land worship vary from one religion to another, the stories about an Eastern arcane skill known to the merchants as Ask and Acquire are almost identical. In those stories, men and women with determined minds overcame the highest mountain and the deepest canyon to seek an answer. They patiently endured the suffering like the ascetics, pleading for the gods of Shuori's motherly mercy and hoping to be given what they asked.
The girl quickly makes a note of these important words. From unknown to familiar, she has known these names for a long time.
Even to this day, after the Seekers are long gone, the god has never shown itself to any one of us. But we know it was there, for there is no better proof of the Ask and Acquire than this revived land.
So this land, this town that we're about to see was made by Arcanum. So is it built on power? Is it lost from the map due to Arcanum? Many questions already. Anyway, yeah, let's see what she says.
There is a sureness in people's remarks on Ask and Acquire. They are certain about its authenticity, like any geologist would not doubt the difference of soils and floodplains and mountains. That's right. Do we really have to see it to believe it? None of us have ever touched one sedimentary rock, but we can infer that such a thing exists.
The girl's speedy transcription follows in close synchronization with the speaker's words, but even so, she hesitates at this moment.
Madam, your analogy?
Is there a problem?
The existence of sedimentary rock can be verified, but that of the lost arcane skill cannot.
Which is what I'm going to do now, to find the last piece of the jigsaw puzzle.
Pardon me, ladies.
A third voice rings out. A young man in glasses tidies up his clothes and walks towards them.
She's right. We do need to find something, otherwise, how are we supposed to make up for this time we've spent running and waiting?
What?
Take a good look around.
The girl realizes that there will be nothing more for her to record today and puts away her pen and paper. When she stands to take in a complete view of the steppes now that the roaring wind and rain has ceased. Vultures, the same color as the dark earth, hover above their heads, gazing with the scavengers intent at all the creatures below them that seem to have stopped moving.
The rain has stopped.
Don't act like you just noticed it, miss. How much longer are we going to wait, huh? Long enough for the vultures to eat the flesh and bones?
You!
Mr. Krolik, you're troubled by unnecessary concerns. The vultures are scavengers. They are here only for the animal corpses brought by the thunderstorm. They will leave us alone.
So they don't pose a threat. Then what's with the waiting?
His hurried speech reveals his nervousness, though Yenisei doesn't understand why.
If you're trying to get us back on the road, you have the right to propose it directly. The team discusses to decide the next step. That's how things have worked all the way. We are not trying to waste your time.
That's what I mean. We should get going now.
I see. We will suggest the directions as usual, and everyone will vote to decide, and...
Oh no, you don't get it. There's no need to discuss or vote. Because we are not going forward, but going back. That's the only direction available.
Yenisei stares silently at Krolik. She disagrees but politely waits for him to finish speaking.
I'm not the only one with this idea, Miss Besmer. Those legends from the East, that the show festival, is it? And the arcane trick you call ask and acquire. None of them matter more than our lives.
He is right. The girl can only turn her head in silence further away to that desolate, boundless, snowless winter landscape, all that remained of the temperate land after its withered grass scattered with the wind. The storm they had encountered had blown through here as well, sweeping away almost every living thing. And the young man's purpose is clear as the open land that lies in front of them.
Can anyone promise there won't be another emergency like this? What if we can't find shelter next time?
Okay, I think I'm not following the story as much as I thought. 1 minute. The rain has been the emergency because they had no shelter? Is that what he means? Well, be happy it's not the storm, my dude. You could be reversing at this point. But yeah, I get it. I guess in such an open field, if the rain is heavy, it could be dangerous. Maybe I think more like Besmet on this spot, like, why go back? Is rain their only issue at the moment? I mean, obviously, if you don't have a shelter and it rains too much, it's going to be dangerous, but... Anyway, let's see.
Yeah. We'll be lying dead out there, just like those corpses.
Maybe they're also running out of supplies. That could be very dangerous.
I hear you.
It has been 37 days since they left Omsk, heading south. The 5th day on these steppes, they have gone without fresh water. Oh, yeah. No, then he's right. If everything had gone according to plan, they would have already been sitting in the supply station drinking tea. If they hadn't encountered this sudden storm. Yet, the two people who put this very team together did not anticipate such an eventuality.
Given what happened earlier, it is only reasonable that you would wish to return.
This marks a moment of disagreement when all the half-met measures sow the seeds of discord. Ooh. I gotta say, kind of irrelevant to the story, but I really applaud the way they play with graphics with each event to stay thematically there. I mean, yeah, sure, every game has different graphics for events, but I don't know, this makes the experience more immersive, the way they've chosen the palettes and the elements they use. Anyway, let's go to Adagio. Raise your hand and settle this like civilized people. Oh, they're going to argue real bad, it appears. There is neither a single voice of opposition nor one of support from the fellow travelers. If Basmet could see their expression, she might realize that their silent assent had actually been the sound of plotting minds.
So are we on the same page?
Probably not.
I fully understand where you're coming from, and I acknowledge your reasoning.
What are you trying to...
But we still need a vote to decide.
Frolic opens his eyes wide, pure joy flickering within them, and waits for the person in front of him to utter the words he longs to hear.
Wait.
Yenisei couldn't stop the inevitable. The explorer with a knack for speeches always seems to have a strong belief in her own persuasiveness.
No problem, of course. It's the civilized way to solve it. But I require we skip the speech. We have no time to waste on your monologue.
All right.
Madam!
All right, gentlemen. If you agree to go back, please, raise your hand.
As these words land on the listeners not far behind him, the people slowly begin to raise their hands to their ears, fingers crossed. In the end, Frolic has it. He faces both of them, simply raising his hands as though grandstanding somewhat, and a victorious smile stretches across his face.
4-2. See, we can make decisions in no time. Right?
I mean, I get you, girl, but they're thirsty. They're kinda right.
This is their trap, madam. We can't just... Are you really fine with going back empty-handed like this?
My girl, you haven't had water, fresh water in so many days.
The vote was required by Miss Besnat, not me. And you. I'll take it that you're challenging me to a duel if you continue with this slander.
Why does disagreeing have to end up with a duel, Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, good sir, please don't take it the wrong way. We don't have to go physical.
What about Mr. Urian? He has not voted yet, so the vote is not over.
I don't think it matters. There are 4, right? So even if he takes their side, there are gonna be 3 and still less, so... The girl believes she has reached the heart of the matter, even if her rational mind notes that a single vote would be of no use, Alcar. Still, she insists.
Oh, he's too tired to show up. But I'm sure he shares the same idea with us because we are all humans. Of course, he's on our side.
Yenisei doesn't intend to say much to the young man and decides to cross over to the group of people ahead to search for the final voter. That is until another tall man stands up, seemingly to block her path.
Say no more, Krolik. Pack your things. Let's head back.
Fine. We'll split up from here then.
We'll take all the supplies with us, or we can't make our way back. No discussion.
What bullshit? Bullshit, it's 2 women, you sure can leave a few supplies with them. He looks even tougher than the communicators they sent, and after saying his piece, he brushes past Yenisei down through the narrow rock crevice and leads the way towards the supply box behind them. A moment ago, they were all there, recounting the previous journey together.
Gentlemen, the team was put together in good faith. Perhaps we should negotiate, not...
Yenisei's solution is to chase after him and plant herself between the man and Basmet.
The compass doesn't work here. You need me to find the way back. Leave our supplies, and I'll show you the way.
You have to do this the hard way.
The man shakes his head, clearly unwilling to accept the proposal. In her shock, Yenisei instinctively protects the person behind her, realizing the confrontation seems inevitable. We're gonna fight for this? For real? Oh goodness, I'll be right back. Gotta kick some ass. Sorry, I forgot to press the stop button on my recording again. So this fine gentleman came in and said that, my friends, is not how civilized people solve their problems, to which I agreed. Let's keep going. The voice is calm and composed, but its gravity brings a swift end to the playful duel.
Mr. Jorian!
In a makeshift team of this sort, the eldest member is often bestowed a special prestige based on their experience.
Mr. Jurian.
Monsieur Krolik,
I
I thought you were here to discuss the reallocation of supplies with Madame Besmer. I didn't expect this.
So this one is French.
Well,
It's true that you didn't choose to be here. You are here because you have an important mission given by the governor to complete.
Oh.
We have come this far. Do you really want to give up now?
The man's frame visibly shrinks. Their pretense of communication has been exposed, and every word spoken by his elder makes it more and more impossible for him to offer rebuttal.
As for you, gentlemen, Petrov, I'm surprised you're here too. It's a risk that none of us expected. But it shouldn't have broken your will. I remember you showed a great interest in those ancient strata in the south when we were at the speech.
All we need is safety. There will always be a buffer period after extreme weather. We should seize the chance and head back. If you persuade Miss Besmet to give us a confirmed date before which we can find the running water and come back, we can stick to the original plan.
My dude, how is she gonna know that?
Madame Besmer?
Certainly. You see, these are all negotiable.
Wait, about the date. We can only decide after making an inventory.
Upon hearing these words, the man takes out his pocket watch, shakes it twice, and shows Yenisei the current time.
You have 30 minutes.
That's enough.
Really? Wow. A brief consensus is reached, and the others scatter back to their former places, gathering supply boxes together and waiting for a response from the two in charge. Besmet cautiously touches the wooden boxes. The young girl comes to his side with a pen and paper, making a quiet record of things. For a moment, the only sound between them is of pen and paper, on paper.
You know... Mr. Jorian is very interested in Arcanum and Arcanists. He is the keenest supporter of our journey besides the governor, even if his understanding of Ask and Acquire is significantly different from mine.
The girl continues her rummaging and recording, while responding gently and deftly to Besmet's habitual broaching of this parallel topic.
The legend of Ask and Acquire, as told by many merchants, always involves a certain price. The price takes different forms in the stories, but mostly it is a great danger.
Oh, so are you accepting this danger so that you acquire the answer to what you seek? Is that what you're trying to do?
I believe that refers to the highest mountain and deepest canyon in those stories.
I reckon so. But Mr. Jorian, as a human historian studying the arcane skill, believes it's a form of exchange that arcanists make with nature.
And you think he's wrong?
At this stage, we can't verify anything, so all these assumptions will have to remain assumptions. However, as we are getting closer to that mysterious land, my craving for its knowledge is also becoming stronger.
I'm also very curious. Between these words, Besmet walks around to another box and notices that the closer the instrument is placed to it, the more distinctly she can smell the alcohol. By alcohol, she means disinfectant here, or were those idiots really concerned about having alcohol on their way back? It is obvious that the alcohol prepared for... Okay. It explains. It is obvious that the alcohol prepared for boiling point measurements had been used as an emergency resource during the night when the temperature dropped drastically. We shouldn't ask too much from such a ragtag team.
What do we know about the supplies?
Put aside the water problem, the supplies can feed everyone for 8 days, maybe 12 if we economize. We can hold even longer if there are any preys or herders along the way.
Yeah, but still, that doesn't help them pinpoint when will be the next time they'll come across fresh water.
Are there any supply stations?
Our supply stations are not on these plains. At least not on the map.
How much drinking water and alcohol do we have left?
Approximately... Oh great. These idiots put water in the alcohol. Now we are short of both.
What? I'm sorry, if those are the guys that are turned to horses, I don't give a rat's ass about bringing them back. I'm sorry.
At least the alcohol has kept them warm.
You're such a positive person. Are you going to die by the end of this?
They could have just drunk the alcohol.
Exactly.
All right, child. Now we should focus on the direction for the next step, not these bits of trivia.
You know what's a great way to keep going with the supplies they have and for longer? Kill the idiot that started the argument. Yes, I said it. I'm a vampire. I do these things. I'm just kidding. But yeah, obviously, this would help. I mean, if you just get rid of some bad apples, you guys can survive longer in the wild. I'm just saying.
Regarding which, just to be clear, what I have in mind is only slightly better than nothing.
Better how?
The moist air and the soil. Have you noticed? The soil beneath our feet is way too sticky, even for a land after a thunderstorm. I'm not entirely sure about this, but I tend to think that there is groundwater beneath us.
Yeah, but where, my girl?
Which means we are close to running water.
All right. Let me think about how to get us there.
Can't you use your arcane skill?
What? Just because you don't know what to do doesn't mean you should count on this thing. You're not like them.
Oh, wait a minute. Doesn't Yenisei have water powers? Huh.
I just want to make use of everything we have.
Fine, I told you how it works. Without new running water, the old samples in the bottles can only show us the way back. That's the best they can do.
To prove this, the girl takes a glass bottle from her person and places it in the waiting, doubtful hand.
This one is from the lower course of the River. The arcane energy I can use for divination has almost faded away.
Also, she's like using water from any water source around her. She can produce water from zero. She can manipulate the water only.
Can it show us the way back? Sure, but that's not what we want. Only Mr. Krolik and his men would be happy to hear that.
I mean, not if you tell them that they don't have enough supplies to keep going for as many days. Upon hearing this, Versmith stands up straight. Although she cannot see her eyes, a silent posture alone seems to affect an aura of rapid thought. Yenisei looks up at her and can almost hear the sound of gears spinning in her skull.
To think on the bright side, we still have a chance to go home.
How?
But I didn't leave my homeland to go back there, madam.
Yes, I know. I feel the same. I'm not suggesting we turn back immediately. It's just an option.
Oh guys, it just hit me. That woman outside Yenisei's room that was praying that she comes back without losing her sight, like that woman was talking about Mbesmet. That's why we can see her eyes. She's blind. Oh my goodness, I put two and two together.
To the best of my recollection, such moist soil is often found in the mountains and floodplains of the temperate zone, especially in the forest steppes covered with Chernozem. The landscape is very different from where we are now. Before we sheltered from the thunderstorm, you told me about a mountain in the southeast. It blocked the horizon from our sight, right?
The girl's eyes widen upon hearing these words, the expression of a hopeful epiphany.
Based on this, I would assume the thunderstorm was the result of a stronger convection coming from the other side of the mountain. Now, on the steppe, to form a cloud large enough to bring a thunderstorm would require a large amount of running water.
And the source of the running water is probably on the other side of the mountain.
Exactly. We can set off in that general direction. We might not find any water there. That's the worst result. In that case, we can still return here with the help of your arcane skill. As long as we have that glass bottle with us.
That's right.
We tell them we need another 5 days.
Basmet grips the glass bottle in her hand as though clinging onto one final trace of hope.
They won't accept more days than that. If they won't even settle for this, I will convince them, like I did when I first got them on the team.
I wonder what happened to Basmet now. Was she looking for something else before that happened to her, or was she looking for the same thing but in the wrong place? Number 3. The Fairyland. Mosquito is an anomaly in this environment, only possible during extreme temperature shifts. It could be caused by fungus or a mysterious creature passing through. Vesma did indeed succeed. On one hand, as she clearly points out the direction of her thinking and provides reasons and arguments for her judgment, her human companions are easily convinced. On the other hand, all other concerns soon cease to be of significance. 2 days later. The girl's eyes widen as she looks blinking at the flowing stream appearing seemingly from thin air, not far from them, as though staring at it might restore it all to its original state. She remembers clearly when she was only a mile from here yesterday evening, there was nothing to indicate the presence of such a miraculous hidden feature.
Mademoiselles,
Ladies.
this is a miracle. I'm glad we didn't give up and go back.
Wait. Something's not right.
What are we waiting for?
Not intending to wait for an answer, he runs towards the stream, an unheeded reaction to the long labors of their journey through the desolate wilderness. And that's, dear Aristobats, how we get into Spirited Away. That's what they're going to drink without permission, and they're going to turn to horses. Wait for it.
We are on the right path. I have nothing to say.
The humans move briskly towards the Russian stream. For a moment, only the two Arcanists remain skeptical about this new variable. Too good to be true, indeed.
No, wait. Please don't.
Unable or unwilling to heed her shouts, they rush into the stream, sinking their faces into the water and pulling them out, with smiles as wide as if they had never seen such natural beauty before. Standing beside Basmet, who had failed to stop their advance, the red-haired girl cautiously retreats as well, marking the sharp contrast with the humans who embrace the water like a fish too long in the air.
What? Madam, you didn't tell us the running water was right on the side when we pitched camp yesterday.
Yes, because I didn't notice any signs of water.
I thought it was your doing.
I wish it was. But sadly, this is beyond my power. I'm not even sure if we are still staying on the planned route.
This is obviously not good news, as Yenisei's silence reveals. Basmet immediately realized the ambiguity of her words.
Indeed. I can hear the river flowing and running against the stones and shores.
Have you noticed anything else?
Yes. I'm not an expert, though. The soil here is moist too, but it feels different. Like just dampened by frequent spring rains. The dry air of winter has completely gone.
Somebody can manipulate things that much? Wow. I want to know the creature with this power.
And the grass here looks nothing like the temperate grass we should be seeing in December. It's so green, as if it were April or May now.
But we haven't gone that far. Is this some kind of illusion brought by arcane power?
Whether it's an illusion or something else, there must be something wrong with the water they drank.
You're right. We can't let them drink it.
Too late. Yet, the rational repudiations could not change the fact that their companions had already drunk from the abnormal water. Basmet instinctively runs forward, wishing to minimize the damage before things get worse.
Gentlemen, please listen. The water!
Hold on, madam. It's too late.
Yenisei grabs her hand, trying to prevent Basmet from running in a panic and potentially suffering a fall. Basmet still wishes to rush forward, but finds herself unable to break free.
I have to tell them. I am the reason why they are here.
Listen, they have filled the water bags and are coming back.
Their momentary joy at finally being able to move forward is rapidly diluted. The only consolation is that the human walking back towards the two of them still appears to be normal.
What's wrong? Are you not going to fill your water bags?
Nothing. We'll go later.
The water is clean. You can even see the trout swimming. Too bad we need to keep our packs light.
Why don't they say something now that the dude is in front of them? This pisses me off. Why don't you say something now?
Thank you. We'll fill our bags once we figure out which way we should go next.
Krolik is still by the river. He seems parched. Is he the reason you didn't go there?
No.
All right. No problem then. I'll go check and feel the rest.
Their tall companion nods and walks past the two of them and towards the previously set down baggage. Once he's gone, Yenisei speaks once more.
Please, wait here, madam. I'll go check.
Madame Besmer!
Mr. Jorian, did you drink the water?
Oh, I did. Just like Petrov said, the water is clean. A bit sweet to taste even.
Oh my goodness, I like that guy.
That's good then. You were looking for me. Is there a problem?
Wait, why are they not saying anything right now?
No. Look, I know you don't need any compliments, but thank you for leading us to the running water. I'm glad you once again earned their trust.
Maybe we should thank the Ask and Acquire.
Wait, is she staying quiet so that she again gets her answer? I mean, okay for the other dudes, but this dude didn't do anything. He was on her side.
Perhaps. Now, it's time for us to set out again for the Eastern Arcane skill you mentioned. But before we do that, I remember you once mentioned your assistant during your speech, saying her arcane skill was related to water and could find directions in the wild.
Yes, you remember it correctly.
A glad smile of acknowledgement appears on the face of the middle-aged man, his enthusiasm compelling him to ask one question after another.
That is so wonderful. Earlier you said that this was a safe gap, but at the time you did not explain in detail how it would work. Now, may I have the honor to witness it? How does she communicate with water? Will she be possessed? Or like those mystics in the palace?
Sir, my arcane skill cannot predict what will happen precisely, and it is not cast through possession. Please do not overestimate what you don't understand and simply count on it.
I know, child. I'm only curious and hoping to see it with my own eyes.
He sounds like such a good guy.
No, sir. It is not an exhibit in the museum or a play in the theater.
Oh, she's acting like Spathadia right now. That's not what he said, girl.
Oh.
The girl shakes her head and firmly refuses Julian's request once again. But he doesn't care. He's received more of an answer than he expected. And as he leaves, he smiles and straightens his collar again, bidding goodbye to both of them respectively.
They look all right.
For now, yes. I feel uneasy about it. I have to go there.
There is little you can do even if you go there, given the condition of your eyes. I will go check them, one by one.
Wait. Mr. Jorian just asked about your arcane power. Maybe now is a good time.
What?
When you look for the direction with your arcane skill, check if the water is real.
What if it's not?
In that case, child, we have no choice but to divine our way back, with the water in your bottle.
Basmet's worried and helpless words echo in Yenisei's ears.
Fine, I'll do it. I will find the direction through divination, verify if the water is running, and check if anything's wrong.
The girl takes a step forward and walks toward the strange babbling stream that seems... She walks barefoot in the river. Flowing water on a template plateau like this would naturally be cold. It gently laps at her, just beneath her calves. She closes her eyes, trying to make herself unaware of the temperature.
Святые воды, пожалуйста.
Sacred water, please flow and flow.
Пусть ваша милосердная любовь и забота
поплывут вместе с пеной вдаль. По пути вы сможете поливать корни, увлажнять траву и обливать душу медом. Как будто поднять поток с рифа, об который разбиваются волны.
The light spots gather and gradually fill the empty glass portal.
Я пойду к этому потоку. Все будет так, как я сказала.
Southeast.
The empty glass bottle falls from her loosened grip. The girl looks dazed as she picks up her damp and heavy feet from the water, heading to the southeast. What? Half of her mind is still in the realm of delirium. The sounds she hears are fragmented into pieces that she can only attempt to fit together. Yet through the difficulty of her present state of mind, she tries her best to make sense of what Basmet is saying. You
Haven't you?
Easy, Yenny. Take your time.
Yes. The sign has come out. I asked the river to show me the place with the strongest arcane energy. Then it pointed at the southeast among all the other directions. That is probably the direction we are looking for. And yes, this river is real. Running water. It is flowing with vitality.
I still don't trust it. Whatever is creating this whole thing is strong enough to make everything look like they're indeed real.
All right. Perhaps I was wrong.
Were you really?
It's never wrong to consider all the possibilities, madam. Please, wait here. I will mark the direction and inform everyone of it.
Sure.
And there comes the part with the horses. The walking man, the crouching animal, in the blink of an eye, in a fleeting moment. The spring scenery of the steppe stretches out to the edge of the horizon. The expedition team continues to trek in the direction indicated by the river. As they do, they scarcely notice as the terrain beneath them changes, until the party at last finds themselves walking across bare rock. The uneven green rocks merge with greyish and purple granite, rough and jagged. In spots, tumbleweed and sand-raised plants pierce through the jagged stone, billowing and cascading and then plummeting down the cliff. The travelers also feel as though they are moving downwards. As the surrounding peculiarities increase, so too does their breathing, which becomes increasingly restricted.
Did prove yourself right by finding running water for us. So I'm not judging you this time, but are we going the wrong way?
No, this is the right direction.
But it's getting harder and harder to breathe, even if we are going down the mountain.
What about you, madam? Are you feeling all right?
I feel fine. Perhaps because I'm used to climbing mountains, but we are definitely 3,000 meters above the sea level now. It's normal if you're feeling unwell at this height. If only we still had alcohol. Well, it's just a thought. I wouldn't have gathered enough courage to climb up that slope if I hadn't taken the last few sips.
Basmet shakes her head, dispelling unnecessary thoughts, and instead pursues another possibility.
But, child, are you sure we are on the right path?
I don't think it's wrong. The clearer the sign, the higher the accuracy. And the sign I just saw happened to be exceptionally clear.
What about the others? Are you feeling all right? Shall we stop and take a short break?
I have a bad feeling. Instead of a break, we need a new direction. Back home, for example.
Before we do anything, can we have some rest? My head has been pounding for a while. I thought it was common in the mountains and you all felt the same.
Yes, headache is a common altitude sickness, sir.
Wait, is that tumbleweed? I don't think it belongs here.
Yenisei finally notices a large bundle trundling on not far away.
I hear... Are they rolling nearby? Are you sure? This is not the right season for them to roll and spread seeds.
I'm not seeing things, I guess. But I don't know why they are here. And those flowers.
Something is off with seasons here. The team members at the end of the procession stop in their tracks. The others beside him also stop as a result, until the entire team comes to a standstill.
Something's wrong.
What?
Hey, you! Where are you taking us? Haven't you noticed the rocks around us? Their color is abnormal. I've never seen anything like this. Not even in books. And look at the holes in the rocks. They were made by water erosion. And that's not supposed to happen in this climate.
Calm down, sir. Perhaps we have reached somewhere beyond the other adventurers' records, but that's all.
What about this? How are you going to explain it? Another one of your stupid arcane skill tricks?
Yenisei lowers her head to look at what seem to be ordinary yellow flowers. But these flowers wither almost immediately after blooming. It would be difficult to describe such a scene as anything less than a miracle or a curse. This could mean their time is getting really changed. Oh, yeah, like think about it. They were in this barren land, okay? And then suddenly they find this place that Yenisei says looks like it's April or May. And then they climb the mountains. It's hard to breathe, probably because it's also very cold because they asked for alcohol, so we're having winter. And now, the more they climb higher, the faster it seems that the seasons change. Because the dude said the rocks have holes from erosion, which doesn't make sense in this altitude. So I'm guessing that for some reason, the higher they go to that mountain, the faster time goes. I could be wrong, but that's what I have so far.
What? This is...
What is it? Explain what?
I don't know what species it is. It looks like a mini sunflower, but...
Told you we should head back. Something's wrong with this dump.
Agree. We have a situation now. We should go back while we still can.
Mademoiselles, I have to say this is beyond my imagination.
It's just a flower, yes? Why are you all so scared? I can't see, but...
Basmet reaches out to grasp the flowers again, but the petals wither beneath her fingertips. Now more puzzled, she tries touching a complete cluster, but only ends up with a handful of withered husks. The scent of these withered fragments turns rotten as the sweet fragrance disappears, leaving her having captured only the base note of their perfume.
The smell.
Everything is wrong here. The fog is not supposed to form in this latitude. The terrain is strange, and the plants, they wither in an instant.
I don't want to say this, but this place seems to be cursed. These phenomena make no sense. We have to go back now.
The voice of the young man is more resolute than ever before. Faced with such a bizarre situation, escape is unarguably the most rational choice.
You heard them, madam. What do you say? Things are indeed weird.
No, we are not returning. We have made it through the thunderstorm. What could be more dangerous than that?
Sudden aging, from what it appears.
Perhaps we are getting close. Like those merchants said, there will be a price we must pay for the ask and acquire. Mr. Jorian, you also asked me about it. Don't you remember?
Yeah, but what if this is what the legend said? The mountain wasn't difficult to climb because of the altitude, but because something else lurked there, like these strange conditions we're seeing. And the canyons, she said something about mountains and then land below, so I think it was canyons, but I'm not 100% sure, I don't remember. But maybe the difficulty wasn't the terrain in itself, it was what was happening in the terrain and what people experienced in this magical or cursed terrain that they are also experiencing. This is a test. This land as a whole is probably a test. And those who make it through reach the town they're after, whereas those who lose die in the process or they turn to horses like we saw in the trailer.
On the contrary, madame, I remember it clearly. I have also told you my suspicion. It could be an exchange made between the arcanist and nature.
What? Of course not.
Look around you. All these bizarre phenomena. You know I wasn't making things up. You set out to pursue that arcane skill, yet we ended up here.
I don't know what your next plan is, but count me out.
Agitated by this abnormal phenomenon and talk of a possible sacrifice, the young man pushes Basmet aside and stands with the others at the back of the group. A previous scene of division and opposition repeats itself.
No, I swear on my life. That is not my intention.
It might be somebody else's intention, the girl. You just know a legend. You don't know what the truth is.
Madame Besmirch would never do that. The point is the compass doesn't work here. You will get lost on the way back without me.
There's no doubt this is part of your scheme.
Excuse me?
Mr. Julian already told us about your secret arcane skill. It's our last hope of getting home in this plight. We trust him. That being the case, you must come with us.
No, I came here with Madame Besmirch. I'm not leaving without her.
Yenisei also expresses her intentions clearly, never having been one to be swayed by external forces unless...
It's fine, madam. We can keep going on our own.
No, girl.
Let's go back.
Unless the person she's supporting lowers her head first.
It's all right. Though I can't see, I can imagine how shocking it must be to make you so uneasy when we get back to the pasture land.
I'm sorry, madam. We're not taking you.
Pardon me?
I don't think we have enough supplies for everyone to make it back. So certainly someone must be abandoned.
How about you? Sir, how about you? We've been hanging the whole way and have a smug smirk and it's been nothing but a pain in our ass. I think you should go. Yenisei takes a step closer until she's completely blocking the depressed Besmir's path.
Then allow me to say no. I will not show you the way without Madame Besmirch in the team.
No, Yenny. You're going with them.
No, girl, what are you saying? No, I refuse.
But they're leaving you behind.
Looks like your assistant has made her own decision. Sorry, but I never thought it would end up like this.
I would have pushed that guy down the mountain in an instant. One kick and out of a mountain. I don't f***ing care.
Enough with the talking. My apologies, ladies.
What? What are you doing?
They are now facing each other, seeming to have decided to end their dispute through force. They are acutely aware that sacrificing one might save the many. It is a simple matter of arithmetic. My goodness. One moment. Right now I just don't want to win the battle. I want to erase their data from the game. Like this dude, this fucking dude, I want to erase his data from the game. That's what I want to do. Winning against him in battle isn't enough for me. I don't want him to exist anymore. What an asshole. Anyway, yeah, excuse me for a bit. Fucking prick. Anyway, the thing is, like I told you, if they had got rid of him in the beginning, none of this would have happened. And I know some of you might think, oh, why is her life more important than his? Because he's been an asshole, right? She's been kind the whole way and valuing their opinions. It's not like she would force them do this if... I don't know how to say this. I just think this dude is just a pain in the ass and should go. Not Besmirch. This is stupid. Yes. Standing upright is a phenomenon exclusive to humans. It is a miracle born of a desire to break free from the earth and move upward towards the sky. The outcome unfolds quite apart from everyone's expectations.
What? I don't understand. What is going on?
Even though they acknowledge the ultimately nature of their dispute, they're left to witness all hope of reconciliation disintegrate before them. Yenisei receives no answer, as the people standing in front of her now have lost the ability to reply. Good riddance, that's what I say. But it's a pity they turn to horses, because, you know, men like them should turn to worms or something. Horses are cute creatures, wild and free, lovely babies. They should have turned to worms. Anyway, now we have enough supplies to keep going, just the two of them. But it's a pity because, like I said, I liked Julien. I don't know. I mean, he didn't get in the way, though, when they said that they should leave Miss Bestman behind, so I guess he's not that nice. Let's go, language barrier. A tower built of snow. How come no one has ever mentioned it before? We finally reached the town, it appears. You were lucky you turned to something this pretty, bitch.
No way.
Turning around, she finds that her companion has transformed in an instant from a human on 2 feet to a strange hoofed animal on all fours. As the only person to have witnessed the entire process in detail, with every aspect too difficult to comprehend, she can only turn her puzzled gaze towards her elder. But Basmet is also in the dark.
What's this noise? Mr. Krolek?
We'll try to explain it to you, but how do you explain that when you don't know how to explain it? The only answer she receives is an impatient steering of the odd toad ungulate as it tramples the grass. What are these words, dude? I like them.
Mr. Jurian?
Oh, this is Jurian? I thought it was Krolek. Yeah.
Strange. I heard animals. What happened? Yenisei, I can't see. I need your help.
Oh dear. Give me a minute. Looks like they turned into, I don't know, striped horses? Sorry, I'm not sure. I've only seen similar animals in books. They look a bit smaller than horses, but taller and bigger than donkeys. And they have yellow stripes on their skin.
Perhaps some local species on the temperate steppe. Are you certain they're transformed from Mr. Jurian and others? Not the livestock of nearby herders?
Girl, what does it sound like? She's freaking out.
I didn't cast any violent arcane skills on them, nor did you. Besides, I didn't sense any fluctuations of arcane energy.
It's the water, my girl.
I'm sorry, madam. I have no idea.
I think if this wasn't because of us, there must be someone else around. Stay close to me.
The importance of rallying together and remaining vigilant has already been proven to them. Oh, there he is. The sound of raptor wings rapidly slicing through the air rushes towards the two travelers and the horses.
It's here. Watch out.
What is it?
Some bird of prey. It's fast, judging from the flapping sound of its wings. We must go up front to protect Mr. Jurian and the others. They might be its target. Oh, yes, the flint. Take out the flint. Kindle the sandrice to drive it away.
No, wait. I don't think that's a bird of prey, but the human with wings. And it's not coming any closer?
The girl hesitates upon hearing the sound of music. Oh, he's going to take them away? The music had been playing for only a short while. When this huge wind stirred the air into a violent storm, it was totally drowned out. It wasn't until it gave up on advancing that the slow flapping of wings was covered up by the music. But the tune of the music is unknown to all present. The music starts from the bird and spreads around like a torrential rain, enveloping the restless brown animals on the ground below. The horses look up in search of the source of this melody, as do the other two listeners. It is a simple and repetitive melody, but more than enough to consume Besmirt's full attention. Oh.
Madam, the thing is...
The fierce step winds carry off her cries.
What did you say? I can't hear.
I said that thing looks like a human with wings!
A human? You mean it has the face of a human? Is the music also coming from it?
Yes!
The music playing winged creature with a human's face. Sounds familiar, don't you think?
An angel? You are not serious! But the angels blow trumpets that Stickit uses to play music. I'm not sure whether it's a wand or some instrument.
The girl's voice cannot conceal her doubt. She grabs Besmert, wishing to step back, but remembers not to stray too far from the horses. This conflict between her instinct and reason is revealed in her fragmented words. She tries to understand the current situation, but finds it strangely difficult.
Madam, we...
Calm down, child. Look closer and tell me. What does it look like? What about its wand?
It has a human's head, dressed in grey, with black wings instead of arms. Looks like a huge bird of prey, while the wand... I don't know how to describe it.
The girl hurriedly lifts her head again to confirm and added supplementary defense to that which she still cannot clearly express.
But that thing is not even holding it. It's making the sound in mid-air.
Sounds like a harpy, if there wasn't a wand.
But it doesn't quite fit the descriptions in the book. Neither the color of its feathers nor the environment does.
As they're trying to figure out what's going on, the horses, affecting a brisk piaffe, look up the source of the sound. After a brief moment, the harpy turns around, flapping its wings and slowly flying away, with the horses following closely behind it as if compelled. Yes, he's taken them with him.
Mr. Yuri, they are leaving after that thing.
Stay calm, Yenisei. They must be under its control, but I'm not sure if a harpy can manipulate its subjects from a distance.
Basmet strains to extract something useful from her mind, hoping to find anything that might explain the absurdities before her. In the end, she gains nothing, and the doubt strikes at her head again like a well-paced hammer.
All right. Let's hope that...
Hope that Harpy doesn't eat horses? Madam, we can't just stand here and hope.
I don't think he eats them.
Nonsense. Hope that this is just a mind-controlling arcane skill, and they're just affected by it. That's right. We must follow that creature and break the spell on them. Now you need to...
Basmet grabs Yenisei while her other hand points firmly upstream towards the herd of horses. Yenisei takes only a moment to understand her intentions and calms down.
All right, I see what you mean. I'll go first. Please listen carefully to my footsteps and find us as soon as possible.
Unfortunately, they quickly realize the creature doesn't need to look back to know what's going on behind it. It merely raises its talons to deftly parry Yenisei's attacks. That is to say, they realize soon enough that its power is far beyond what the two of them had imagined.
Hold there! What on earth do you want? Answer me!
Perhaps it is because of this disparity in strength that the harpy seems not to feel any need to pay attention. It whirs around in mid-air. However, Yenisei struggles to see any discernible expression on its human face.
Turn thee back. Seek what thou desire elsewhere.
What?
Turn thee back. There is naught to find here.
What is this sound? Speaking or... Well, at
Sorry,
least
guys.
it's definitely not a harpy.
It looks like one.
Perhaps it's talking, but the tone sounds strange. I've never heard any language like this.
I wonder what that sounds in the Chinese gaming, because now it sounded like Middle English, right? Yenisei tries in vain to continue forward, but the giant bird shakes its head in the air as though issuing a warning.
Thy pursuit will cost thee greatly, and yet little will be thy reward. Tread not one step more.
As the wings of the giant bird rise and heave in addition to the strange instrument, the horses also turn around. Their unhinged companions stand in the way as the music suddenly shifts from a melodious tone to a piercing frenzy. It paints the scene of a hopeless conflict. Oh? Oh, we fight him? One moment.